Hello everyone. Here I am to present a documentation with some images about how media portrays people with stereotypes about their sexuality, race, gender, and cultural origin. I also will present some images in how our own families stereotypes and portrays ourselves at our childhood, ignoring the repercussions created in our self-beliefs. The way I am representing these images, it's using my own profile, which portrays the antithesis of me, which it means represents what I am not. The first subject is sexuality. My personal profile portrays my status as a non-married single man with a Spanish accent and a photographer as my profession. This motivates sexual remarks, the stereotypes made by information media and by grown social judgments. The first image, we visualize the physical approach that leads in a molestation. Personally, I don't get physical and I avoid contact with people that I don't know and with people at work. So on in the next picture shows a single man in an appropriate nature stereotype as a pervert behavior. I am a single man, but I don't get naked in my privacy, and I'm not a pervert. I'm single, but next image, it's a photographer that takes a nude photographs. This is a stereotype sometimes because my profession is a stereotype like that. My sexual preference is straight, and sometimes an unmarried man is stereotyped as a gay. However, I respect all the sexual preferences. The final image on the sexuality subject is the stereotype of the macho man abuser, which I am not. The next subject is the race and gender. Starting with the first images showing a group of immigrants that are illegals or undocumented. These people appear placed in captivity. This stereotype generalizes Latino immigrants. Next is popular. It's a popular TV comedian that is subjected to mock and to bully, which I am not that kind of person subjected to make fun of it. Next is the spicy adventure story picture, which portrays man victimized. Many times Latino man is subjected to abuses and discrimination just because of their gender and race. Next is the image about two countries' dispute and issues. Personally, I'm not into fights against my adversary, and I'm not into stereotype differences with my neighbor. The next image from race and gender shows a person victim of betrayal, which is common to see at work in the work environment, personal relations like friends and even a partner. Many victims of this stereotype are labeled because their accent, their gender, their lack of skills not related to the task, their competitivity or professionalism. I don't tolerate victimization and betrayal, and I represent it as I don't like to be victim of betrayal. As is shown in the next and the last picture of race and gender, here is a good intentioned person stabbed in the back represented betrayal, which it shouldn't be a victim of betrayal just because this person does the right thing. The next subject is where people is originally from, or cultural origin. In this subject, I show images of people from the same country. There's some origin of as me, which are stereotyped as in the image, but I am not that stereotyped person. It's just the antithesis. On the first image is a person who is represented from his vision and his opinion from my origin. we are not blind and we are not mute. We speak. People from our origin, from the South, is stereotyped to be victim of discrimination, being submitted to bad working conditions and submitted to slavery. Next two images are sourced from the media and stereotype activities of people from my origin involved into the drug distribution. Not all people are drug dealers, and not all these people are millionaires. So on, in the next image, and a man is sleeping in a hammock, which sometimes that is extremely rare to see, but is common stereotype. Next, the image shows organized crime, which is, I am not part of this gangs or cartels, as continually is repeated and stereotype in the media. People from this region, about these people from this region. Last image from where people is originally from is somebody sleeping again in the desert, in the middle of the desert. It's only 5% of the territory is the desert, and that was an image which many centuries ago when people used to travel between villages. They used to make break in the middle of the desert, but this is not happening anymore in our time. The last subject is different. Last subject is family, which it shows what my family might expect or pretended to see on me. But their misfortune is that I'm not that stereotype. Starting with the first image with the saver man, which I am not the saver of no one of my family. The next is a superhero, which is a stereotype that is non-human for me. My family expectations were to be perfect, but I am not that superhero. I am just not perfect. While I am naturally non-perfect, doesn't mean I am a devil or a monster who devours kids, or eat kids, or eat people. As is shown in the next two pictures, I'm just a normal person. I'm not that evil person as my family thought to be, opposite to the saver man. And at the end is that man who was represented to not speak and not have an opinion. And that's not the truth. I can't talk and I can't express myself. Thank you.